I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
Okay.
Oh, not that hard. Today at Lights Camera What, we're going to be teaching you about stage combat. Stay tuned for the basics and more moves. In stage combat, there's two basic principles. There's the mask and the nap. Masking is you covering the fact that there's space between where your fist or foot is hitting and your actual target. And napping is making a good noise to cover it up. This. See? There are two ways you can mask a basic punch, for example. You can either go in front of their face or go to the side of their face. In front of their face is what you want to do if your back, if one of the participants' backs is to the audience. So this, or this. Whereas to the side is if both of the sides are facing you. So like this. Here's how it looks with a nap. And there are two ways you can mask a basic punch, for example. You can either go in front of their face or go to the side of their face. In front of their face is what you want to do if your back, if one of the participants' backs is to the audience. So this, or this. Whereas to the side is if both of the sides are facing you. So like this. Here's how it looks with a nap. And in the last punch, as you could see the space between his fist and my face. That's where angle comes into play. For example, if you're going to punch him right in the nose, you don't want to be perpendicular to the audience. You want to be in line with them. So when he punches me, you can't see the space.
We're good.
Now for naps. The kind of nap you do depends on what strike you're doing. If you're hitting a meaty part, like the face, the chest, then you make noise. Like, that's how the punch sounds. If you're hitting the stomach or the groin, you don't need to make noise. To finish off, here's some rules of stage combat. 1. Never improvise stage combat. Everything has to be carefully choreographed, like a dance of death. 2. Always measure out in some way. You don't have to do this, but you do want to make sure kind of, I know I'm not going to hit him. 3. Make sure the stage combat is not going to hurt anyone, except for yourself. Thanks for watching, and I want to see you back on Lights Camera What. Now for a few extra moves. Think of them as like the bonus content on the disc or something like that. First is the slap. A good way to make the nap for the slap is like this. I'm sorry, I don't know what... Of course you'd be doing it a bit faster and with a better masking. But what you're doing is you're holding up your hands or making some way. And when they slap, you have your hand up here. It's your hand, not your face. Go. Next comes the head smash. This, again, is all on the victim's part. All the attacker does is put their hand on the back of the victim's head. The victim goes in for the smash. Next comes the hair pull. This one is another of the ones which are mostly the victims doing all the work. What you do is you put a hand on their hair that's short like mine, or you grab onto their hair if it's long like hers, like this. Then the victim grabs onto your arm and does the work. So you can drag them along the ground, you can do whatever you want. But remember, the victim is the one suspending themselves by your wrist. You're not actually pulling their hair. That would hurt. And if it hurts, it's not stage combat. Another thing you can do is choking. Choking has a lot more effort on the victim's part than on the attacker's. The attacker just does this, and then grabs around the victim's neck very loosely. The victim holds on to the attacker's arms and then does their choking things.
Oh! Hey, come back here.